Good morning. It is a Thursday. It's a Thursday. It is February 6th. Wow, time is flying. I'm gonna take a breath. I'm just getting in from Sir Jackson and doing some back end work with the puppies. And also, it's crazy. I was driving up yesterday, and normally with the puppy stuff, like I have to do a good amount of like conversations and people visiting. In some ways, this has been the hardest and easiest litter, in the sense of, I mean, a lot went down while having this litter, and I didn't post for like maybe 2 weeks, and it's kind of a no-go when you have a litter. I mean, for me, I have expectations for myself. Woke up this morning and I really was just, I don't know the right word. I felt like I was like, I need a meeting, which that feels the equivalent to being like, I'm hungry. Like, I hopped on a meeting this morning, and gosh, I love that app. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I'm gonna put some resources in, do they call it show notes? I don't know what I'm doing at all, but I think they call this stuff show notes. I can figure it out. I'll YouTube it to figure it out, but I'll add this to the show notes. But it's just maybe some resources that I found helpful that may be helpful for y'all. What's the saying? Take what you like and leave the rest. Everything AA. Yeah, it's awesome. And then I clicked on, if you scroll down, there's online meeting finder. There's like the amount of meetings that I could join today. It's just gonna keep going, just keep scrolling. So I got on the first one that I saw because it was at 7 a.m. and I was like, I can do this one. And it was GAT, what's good about today? I feel like that is like, I love that mantra, what's good about today. And I also love the fact that this meeting was being hosted from Canada. And I was like, I'm gonna start. I was like, maybe tomorrow I wanna go to China. Maybe tomorrow I wanna go to New Zealand or Australia or the UK. But I was in Canada this morning, kind of virtually. That was amazing. That was so cool. This woman comes on, and her sister is in rehab for alcohol and drugs, and their half brother is serving a lifetime sentence, and they're estranged from him, and he killed someone. She didn't get into that, but killed someone, and basically is just serving a lifelong sentence. And so as she's speaking, there was a person that came to host a meeting at the rehab facility that her sister's in, and they were talking about this testimony that basically there were two men. There's two men in this prison, and they're both serving lifelong sentences, and there's a younger guy, and he wanted to kill himself, so he goes to this person who he knows has murdered people, and he's like, I will pay you to kill me, just kill me, I can't do the rest of my life in here, please just kill me. And apparently the guy encouraged him and was like, no, you have the rest of your life to live ahead of you, I'm not gonna do it. And so come to find out that it was their half brother that was the guy that encouraged the young man to live, and that he had a lot of life ahead of him. And gosh, I think it's just one of those things that you just had to have been there. But one, just the fact that this woman was just like willing to share this, and also, gosh, like there's just good, even in the darkest of places. There is light and there's good, and yeah, that just was really encouraging. And there's purpose. Gosh, I mean, if you're living and breathing, you have a purpose. And I was kind of thinking that on the way down, of like a lot of things that I've been hearing in meetings, and even in like eating disorder treatment, it's just like there just seems to be a lot of fear in people. And I see it in myself. I recognize it in myself. There's a lot of anxiety and fear, and gosh, I'm just kind of calling it out. Like, I just feel like I'm calling the bluff, and I get in these moments where I feel so stuck. Like I literally, like, this is how I picture me standing. Like, I'll just be in my kitchen being like, what do? I can't do anything. I don't know what to do. And I'm like shaking. And I think physically I'm actually quite, like, honestly doing that sometimes. And it's just not true. It really, in no way am I ever stuck. I might be in hard situations. I might be backed into a corner or not seeing a way out, but there is always a way. There is truly, truly, truly always a way. I mean, I see that in my own life over and over again. So yeah, I don't know if that's encouraging to anybody, but I'm just tired of letting fear like run the show. It does nothing. It's not serving a purpose and my mindset of like, well, I'm stuck, I can't do anything. Because that just makes me stay stuck and feel stuck, and I'm too tired. I'm too tired to operate that way. And I'm too frustrated. Maybe, you know? So, yeah, this is an update from last night, but I did just want to say, like, so last night I was feeling really anxious and I felt like there was a lot that I was processing. And to be quite honest, like, even when I was meeting with my dietitian, I felt this split. I felt myself being protective over the eating disorder and not wanting to kind of relinquish control. I felt the closer I'm kind of getting, and I know myself enough. If you hear that, it's a plane. Okay. Oh, that reminds me of people in treatment. There was one girl who would like whenever people were struggling. That was fun. Okay. I'm really anxious about a lot of things last night, and I felt just like, and I hadn't even, to the point that I was swirling, and I felt it. So I called my people. I called my old sponsor and one of my best friends, and let me tell you, it was so helpful. And just adding that extra layer of accountability, I'm able to like get input from people that I trust, from people that know me, from people that love me and care about me or that are for me, and I'm able to get input back, and I'm so grateful for that. And and not only that, it's like there's not always answers, right? Like there's, like I've said before, there's not a book on how to do, there's not a manual on like how to do all the things. Like, and sometimes you get lost, and sometimes you just do the best you can. And you look back and you're like, okay, I would do it differently. And that's okay. That's information. Take it and run with it. Do it differently next time. And so for this, I think the biggest thing, it's like, keep your mind on res. Keep your mind on res. And I mean, I'll show this. Right after I got out released from the psych ward, I was in a bad spot. And I remember pacing up and down my hallway, and I was just having thoughts that were not good thoughts. I was like, you just need to finish the job. Like, I can't do this. I'm not going to make it. And it was so loud and so excruciatingly painful. And I felt there was no level of comfort. Like I could not find 1 ounce of like feeling okay in that moment. And I think that was a moment where I was like, I will do whatever it takes to never get in this moment again. And even though I feel better now and there's things like working out, this is an interim season. I've called it that. This is not like this is to get me to where I need to go. Then I go places. Then I keep going. Then I take what I've learned in these different checkpoints. But I haven't even hit the first checkpoint yet. Like, I haven't even stepped foot into res. Tell me things don't work out. Tell me things don't work out. Sugar just found her home. This person reached out to me yesterday, like last night. I actually fell asleep, and at 10:30 I saw the message and I responded, and they threw in their deposit like not that long ago, today. And they want Sugar. Sugar is gonna have 3 sisters to grow up with and a cat. Shucks. Yeah. You are gonna have Such a good life. Oh, I'm so happy for her. Yeah, that's what she looks. Oh my gosh, you just found your home. Yeah. I was worried it was gonna be here. You were working your way. She was working her magic. All right, so I've had my appointment with my psychiatrist and my therapist. Both are awesome, man. And then my dietitian is amazing too. Like I have a really solid team. There's just a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot to do between now and between now and March 1st. To head up the mountain. All right. Birdie just broke out, so that's fun. It was next to the spot that I had just plugged, and she like just moved over and dug. All right, so I decided to get into Sir Jackson's place a little earlier today. It's like I don't have a lot to do today, but I have a lot to do tomorrow. So I think I'm going to get some stuff done today so that it will make tomorrow easier. Lala's getting picked up. The car's going so fast. Lala's getting picked up tomorrow evening, which I'm glad. I'm just glad it's going to be one of the dogs, not because Saturday is going to be a revolving door, and also someone coming to look at Poppy. So yeah, it'll be fun. But my psychiatrist asked this question today when we were meeting, and it's like I've asked my own self this before, but I don't know why it hit me differently today. We were just talking, and she was like, well, what are you afraid of? What are you most afraid of? And man, I do think my answer could change, or maybe I need to get to the root of what I'm really afraid of. Because in some ways, I think I'm pretty fearless. And then some, I'm not at all. It's quite confusing. Because in some places where I think I should be fearful, I'm not fearful. And then in some places where it doesn't make sense to be fearful, I'm quite fearful. But what I think of, there is failure. Like there is that, but I think specifically to how I feel about failure, it's more of the layer of I am afraid I am a failure. Like it's more than just failing. It's like I have defined myself as a failure. So before I even go into anything, I've already failed, and that I'm gonna miss my purpose. And maybe like I think even just like a notch into that is like I'm afraid I'm like malfunctioned as a person, like that I don't fit or belong anywhere. Alright, I just pulled into Sir Jackson's house, or backed in technically, I guess. He's barking at me. So I better just go. I think he's not gonna stop barking. Welcome to my life.